It feels like all anybody talks about right now is AI. Technology, how to do things faster, more efficiently, more profitably. And maybe that's just in my world. I don't know. We all live in our own echo chambers, and I'm sure my algorithm is heavily skewed towards AI and what's coming next. But I don't hear many people talking about the basics anymore. And by the basics, I mean relationships, business relationships, human relationships. When I was starting out, actually when I was a teenager, I worked at Raymond James and Associates in their IRA department. I mean, it was an excellent experience. The mentors I had back then, they talked about relationships constantly, and these mentors had a lasting effect really on my entire life. They talked about things like keeping your word, delivering on what you said you'd do, being direct with people, even when the truth wasn't convenient or when it wasn't what someone wanted to hear. Things like honesty, integrity, showing up. It worries me a little that we don't talk about those things as much anymore. At this stage of my life, I mean, I've been supported by and leaned on people that I've had long term relationships with. And I've been thinking about that a lot lately. I remember when I was a kid and meeting one of my dad's friends and hearing something like, man, I've known your dad for 10 years, for 20 years. Now, when you're 12 or 13 or 14 years old, that sounds like forever. You're doing the math in your head and not even imagining being able to be that old, let alone to know or have a friend for 10 or 20 years. You can't even imagine knowing someone for that long. Now, as I progress through life, now I've had friends for 10, 20, 30 years, and it blows my mind. And what I'm looking forward to and I'm praying on is that I'll know people, that I've had and have friends for 60 or 70 years, like some of my friends now. They're like, man, I've had friends that have known for 70 years. But here's the key. It's not all about time or just length of time or how long you've known somebody. It's about the quality of those friendships and the relationships you have. And that's what really matters. And those relationships will compound over time. This show, Adam Torres Inside My Head, is a little bit different than what I've done in the past. Most people know me as the host of Mission Matters podcasts, and that focuses mostly on business, and it's 100% an interview show. And when I launched this show, that was me slightly stepping outside the host role and sharing my personal thoughts, which was definitely different than what I've done in the past. But I was still kind of in the business space, still business tips like this episode or talking about relationships, things like that. So I recently launched another show, and this show is called Las Vegas Live, and this was a complete departure. It's all entertainment focused. It's very local, and think of this as a show that if you're going to Las Vegas or if Las Vegas is on your agenda in the future, you're going to a conference or something else, you want to check out this show. I do a top 10 list of things to do that week in Las Vegas, and I put it out every week. Now, how does this relate to relationships and friends? Well, first, I had no idea whether this show would have legs or get traction, which it immediately did. And I was surprised by that and humbled. I was humbled by that as well. The thing was, I didn't ask for any help. I didn't pitch anyone. I didn't do anything like that. And yet, my friends, the relationships that I have made over now decades, and the people that are, in my corner, they showed up. I was shocked. They showed up with potential sponsors. They showed up. Some people were making phone calls for me on my behalf and setting up meetings for me, making introductions and asking how they could help and how they could help grow the show. Now, these are people that they don't have any monetarily vested interest in Las Vegas Live being successful or the show growing, but they were just genuinely excited that I was doing something new. They could see me in the role and they wanted to help. I didn't even have to ask. And so now when I'm thinking about that, I think about some of the people that did reach out on my behalf and are trying to help with this show. And some of them were my former wealth management clients. And I mean, I haven't managed their money in well over a decade. I haven't been in that business. Others were relationships that I built through organizations like the Century City Chamber of Commerce and people that I've known now for many years. And I see that the quality and the quantity of these relationships have compounded over time. And it shows me that I'm hopefully on the right path as a human being. And it made me think that if I hadn't kept my word back then, if I hadn't showed up, If I hadn't treated people fairly, would they be showing up now? Probably not. As we move deeper into this AI driven world, that question is the one that I ponder, and that's what matters more, not less. I'd be the first to say I use AI every day. So, I'm talking to AI while making this episode. So, I use it a lot. I don't fully understand it yet, but I am very aware of how intertwined it already is in my life, and I'll say it, my dependency. But at the same time, I'm equally aware of how important human relationships still are. And I think as AI becomes more embedded in our life, it's going to be more important to intentionally invest some of that time, some of that efficiency that we gain back into people, not just productivity. Maybe that means using some of the saved time to do things that don't have an immediate ROI. Maybe driving across town to have coffee with someone, mentoring someone when there's nothing in it for you, volunteering, showing up in person, IRL, get it? Some of my ideas, including Las Vegas Live, didn't come from staring at a screen. They came during long drives or while connecting with someone face to face. From stepping away from technology for a moment. If I were wearing my purely productivity hat, my CEO hat for Mission Matters, I might have called that time inefficient. I had a full inbox, plenty I could have been doing, but stepping away was the reward. That space, that human connection led to clarity and, more importantly, creativity. I'm not saying this is how I operate every day. Come on, I work a lot. I know you do too. But as I get older, I'm realizing something more clearly. As technology accelerates, human relationships become more valuable, not less. And not just emotionally, by the way, from a business standpoint too. Those who master AI and efficiency, they will gain leverage, but those who also invest some of that time and efficiency into relationships will build something that compounds far beyond technology and what it could ever give it. And one day when you look back, those relationships, those human relationships, those will matter more to you than any tool you could ever use.